What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today I'm doing a quick unboxing of this package here. I have no idea what's in here. I do know it's coming via Ray, right? Your boy over there and over at Everyday City Care. You probably heard of him a time or two. Definitely check out his channel if you haven't already. And I believe this one's coming in via the Lefty EDC knife pass around. So let's go ahead and find out here, shall we? Doing the honors today, we got this beautiful treat right here. This is the WinterBladeCo Severn, and I just got this unboxed on the channel. If you haven't seen the unboxing on this thing, it's pretty epic, pretty wild, so definitely check it out for more details. I'm super excited because not only is this a treat to carry, but I also ordered one of these for myself, so I cannot wait to get my own delivered here very soon, hopefully as soon as Brian starts shipping them out. That being said, of course, this knife and every other knife that you see in this video will be linked down below, right? So if you want to check availability, prices, variants, and everything on this knife, the one in the box, every other knife in this video, check those links in the description and pinned comments. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. That being said, let's go ahead and open this thing here, shall we? So it should be fairly simple. I'm going to put that, sheep's foot tip right there to work, right? Package opening 101. Doing a little bit of a pinch grip right here for more control. And I think it opens right about right here. There's also a forward choke on this thing. And I'm getting my slices done. I want to make sure if I can get it on camera. There we go. A little bit there, a little bit here. Oh, I think I missed cutting a top bit right there. We get on this side. All right, and now we are talking, ladies and gentlemen. It is a package inside of a package. How about that? So let me open this one carefully here so I don't show the address that's on this label. But I think this one is fully sealed. All right, so what is going on here? I don't know. Oh, I see what's happening. All right. Let me get the box out of the way. And then let's perform some operations right there. All right, nice incision. And well, bam. There we go. Nothing else in the package there. So what is going on here? After we got all the packaging out of the way, we have a Reate knife, of course. Always a good time when we have a Reate knife to unbox. All right, nice details in the box right there. Nice box art. Model PL-XT. If you already know what that is, then you know you're in for a treat. Handle is blue G10 with nitro V steel on the blade and black PVD coating. All right, that's good stuff. So got the magnetic opening here. Bam, here we go. Got a little cushiony section right there. We have Reate sticker, bam. Got a wiping cloth that is branded also, boom. What else we got? We got an outline of the knife, right? Check out Reate knives on IG. We got a certificate of authenticity. This is pretty legit, right? Because it's like on this plastic printout, which looks pretty hardcore. Opening method, thumb studs. Length is 6.9 inches. Nitro V on the blade. Finish is black PVD. Blade length is 3 inches. So open length is 6.9. The blade is 3 inches. Handle materials blue G10. It is a pivot lock, so that's interesting. I'm excited for that. Weighs 4.4 ounces, and the designer is Alvin Lee, right? I believe this is the same guy who designed the Terminator 1000, which is an epic, crazy knife. If he's the same guy, I'll confirm. Future me, confirm. But yeah, I love the Reate 1000, T1000. So Terminator, hopefully we'll get a chance to check it here on the channel at some point. Here's the knife itself. We have some additional hardware. It looks to be 2 screws and a spring. That's interesting. All right, always appreciated to have additional hardware. And without further ado, let's get the knife out here. Here we go. All right, let's make some room for this street right here. Checking out a Reate here after a long time in the channel. First impressions, right? It is definitely a little bit on the thick side, right? Which is, again, not necessarily a bad thing for me. The average in the channel is about 0.50. So this one is a little bit, right? A little bit thicker than that. It's 0.61, right? So definitely notice that right off the bat. It does have a good amount of weight to it, but it's not too heavy, not too light. Loving the speed holes already. It definitely reminds me a lot of my Civivi Vision FG and also my Spyderco Smock. Always love a good, nice knife here with speed holes. I know the QSP Canary also has speed holes. So I feel like speed holes are making a comeback here, and I do not mind that at all. Brow liners, very interesting back spacer. All stainless steel, of course, coated in black. And we have a pocket clip, which is reversible, not the deepest carry clip, but gets the job done, and you can reverse it perfect. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get this thing open. I know that's what you're waiting for. I'm excited to do that as well. So without further ado, bam. All right, that was a satisfying opening there indeed. No doubt about that. Let's give it a nice wipe right there with that PVD coating Nitro V. These come in at a really good price, by the way. So, you know, typically most people are used to Reate costing a little bit more because they do deliver a great value for the money, awesome quality, awesome materials, amazing fit and finish. But this one is a little bit on the affordable side, right? We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. Now that it's open, I can see all the milling, additional milling on the inside. So it's not just the speed holes, but there's additional circles going on there on both ends. All right, so that's pretty neat. And yeah, let's talk about this pivot lock. So I should be able to push here. See, this pivot is a button that I can press, and then should be able to close it with the with the pivot itself. Man, that is cool. That is cool. So it kind of gives you a little bit of you know, similar to a button lock, but in the pivot, and it's a much larger, you know, diameter of a circle that you're pressing on. So it's a little bit more satisfying on that end, it feels like. All right, that's pretty cool. I'll tell you that right now. So also you have a little slider here, so you could lock it in place, right? It's always a nice level of security, right? Kind of gives you additional peace of mind. Now that it is locked, I cannot undo or close the blade. So that's perfect. That's really good. Checking lock here, side to side, up and down, right? This thing is rock solid. Flat grind going on the blade, on the drop point. Got a little bit of belly to it for some tabletop cutting. That's going to come very handy, slicing, things like that. And let's check the ergonomics, right? So standard hammer grip right here feels good. Comfortable pocket clip gets the job done. It's probably like a 8.5, 9 out of 10. And I'm able to get all 4 fingers in there, right? I have average hands, not the biggest, not the smallest. That feels good. And then I can forward choke here. Check out the finger choil right there. Bam. That feels nice and comfortable and locked in. It's not necessarily a huge knife by any stretch of the imagination. We are going to be doing some size comparisons here in just a moment. But yeah, I like the locking feature. I think that's pretty neat. I think that helps in any event in case you were to accidentally disengage it on yourself. That's usually, you know, it could be an issue. Not that every button lock out there has this as an issue, but someone could argue, hey, if you didn't have that locking mechanism there, you could, you know, accidentally push the button and disengage the knife on yourself. But once you engage that, that ain't happening, right? It does rattle a bit, right? Nothing too crazy, but yeah, that blade is not closing at you at all. So you do have the additional level of security there. Gives you something else to fidget with. But man, that is a very drop shot, right? Very smooth ball bearings here indeed. Again, Reate, like they deliver an awesome quality, fit and finish. Everything is spot on, right? I don't see anything out of place or anything like that, which is good. And yeah, I love the back spacer, right? The little crown jimping going on there definitely looks really, really good. And so thumb deployment, yes, all day, every day. Reverse flick. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. You could do it with the meat of your middle finger there, or you could do nail. Yes, yes, you can do the nail of your middle finger. Could you deploy with the pivot lock itself? Yes, you can. All right, so you have at least 3 different deployment options. And if you know me, you guys know I like me as many deployment options as I can get for the money. So that's pretty nice. Let's check and do some size comparisons, right? Just to give you a ballpark where this guy lands. Let's do some of the usuals here in the channel, the PM2, the Para 3. So it's definitely a shorter, smaller EDC, right? Think of the Para 3 as a medium-sized knife. This one is like a medium, I would say, right? Because if I think of smaller knife, right, it will definitely be way smaller than that. So it's more like a medium, right? The Para 3 is a medium knife. PM2 is a large knife. So that kind of gives you a ballpark there. The Demko AD 20.5. It's going to be a tad bit bigger. I think the Shark Cub probably compares to it the best. Take a look there for yourself. Speaking of speed holes, there's that Civivi Vision FG. Check out the Spyderco Smock. The Smock is going to be much larger, so is the Vision FG. Both of those are around the same size. I got to get used to the model name on this one, the the PL-XT, right? PL-XT is the model name for this one, which is interesting. I'm surprised they didn't give it like a specific name or something like that. But again, some of their other models are usually letters, right? Like EXO-M, EXO-K. So speaking of those foreshadowing, I'm going to show you those in just a moment as well. Here's the very popular Vosteed Raccoon, which I believe by now everyone should have in their knife EDC rotation. Here's the Pyrite, also very popular as well. The geometry is, you know, somewhat different. I mean, somewhat similar to the Pyrite there. Somewhat of the average between the geometry on the Raccoon and the Pyrite. Size-wise, it is just a tad bit smaller than the Pyrite. And, of course, smaller than the Raccoon. And it's also a bit of a dancer, right? If I just tap the table there, it's already kind of, you know, dancing back and forth. Last but not least, let's check out some Reate goodness. If you remember this knife, this is a really, really cool knife. Of course, we're talking about the Gravity Reate EXO-K, right? One of my all-time favorites, my very first Reate knife, as a matter of fact. So love, love, love Reate knives. My EXO-K, one of my favorite. Speaking of wild knives, here is another exo design or exoskeleton. This is the EXO-K, right? So this one, of course, is a karambit. That one is a gravity dagger blade. And, you know, it just kind of sort of gives you a little bit of an idea. Reate is just, you know, this might be their must budget knife up until this point. They typically do a lot of premium build titanium premium knives, right? They have a little bit more of like the medium range, right? Like the EXO-K karambit here done in aluminum, right? And this is more their budget, I'll say, right? With G10 and things like that. But again, in either of their categories, whether it be the budget, mid-tier, premium tier, right? You're always going to get awesome fit, finish, amazing quality. And again, the fact that they are, you know, just trying to do a little bit more of a budget-friendly knife so that more and more people will be able to afford, even if they can't afford their more premium stuff, which is also highly recommendable. It's a welcome thing, right? They have the know-how, they have the tools, they certainly know how to build an awesome knife, and they're innovating, right? Pivot lock, it's interesting that they're bringing it to a more budget-friendly knife so more and more people can use it. I do believe Vosteed is also working on a similar pivot lock sort of system. So this might be the new trend now, the pivot lock trend. So we went through a button lock phase, right, where button locks were all the craze, right? You know, still in a little bit of a, you know, shark lock and super lock and stealth lock, right? Craze as well. Everybody and their mother is making a crossbar lock knife these days since the patent ended for Benchmade. And so I think this is the next progression, right? The next cool locking mechanism here is the pivot lock, which is, you know, again, as the name implies, you're locking the knife right at the pivot. Now, I think Lefty did a disassembly on this knife. So if you want to check out the details on what it looks like inside and everything, how the knife gets disassembled and all that good stuff, then definitely check out that video, right, for more details. It's very interesting how it all works. And I do think there are quite a few parts in there. So it's very interesting to see it all in action. But we have to, of course, do our scientific paper cutting test. Let's put this Nitro V here to the test. All right, it only cut there once, but all the other cuts were successful. So flat grind with PVD coating, right? I do have some belly that I need to be aware of, so I don't taper off the cut. And yes, it will cut as you would expect, right? There we go. So yeah, I can cut through paper all day, every day. What about some cardboard? I have a small piece of cardboard right here, Amazon box, single wall cardboard. And so I'm forward choking here, right? Remember when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but rather at an angle like that. And so your cuts are going to be more efficient. I do them a little bit slow motion or slower pace at first. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit more my usual pace. And I did taper off a little bit. Now you are working with a, you know, relatively small cutting path. So I'll definitely check that or measure that here in just a moment, but only tapered off once, right? And again, it is a flat grind. It's very slicey going through the cardboard there very, very well. It is a cutting path of around 2.75, right? Or 2 3/4, right? So that's pretty neat. Again, under 3 inches, if you have any local laws that prevents you from being able to have a knife, right, that is over 3 inches, then you can still rock this guy, no problem. And again, you got the locking feature right there. So if you're not going to be doing some hard work, cutting boxes or what have you for a long period of time, you want to add that extra level of security, bam, just lock it and you are good to go. So awesome experience so far. I'm excited to carry this thing. Of course, you guys already know. Let me know in the comments, how sharp is this guy? How much of an edge has it retained? Of course, it's not brand new out of the box. It has already been seeing some action here via the knife pass around. And again, a shout out to Reate for sending this one in to Lefty to pass around so that we had the opportunity to check it out here. There are many different variants available for this knife. They have, of course, the coated blade, but they also have a satin finish blade, again, rocking the same Nitro V steel, which is pretty good. Think of Nitro V sort of in the same tier as 14C, 28N, right? D2 and such. So it's not a bad steel. Now, you are getting a pretty revolutionary, right? Pretty new, pretty cool locking mechanism here. And you can either get G10 scales or you can get micarta scales. I think the price difference goes from anywhere between $112 to $117. And of course, all the links will be down below if you want to check out those variants. If you're interested in picking one up and use those links in the channel, it definitely helps out the channel at zero extra cost to you. But, you know, not necessarily a budget knife for this channel standard, which is $75 and below, but it's definitely a affordable knife for Reate standards, right? Their knives are typically a couple of $100s and up, right? And here you have probably their lowest price knife yet. So definitely a pretty interesting offer, right, to consider, especially if, you know, you already have flipper deployment and all these other different deployment and locking mechanisms, crossbar lock, liner lock, you know, whatever else is out there, crossbar locks, and you want to, you know, kind of dabble with something a little different. Reverse grip here feels good, nice and comfy there. Got in some straps, Friday night gas station grip, right? You can yeah, that feels really good if you got to fight for your Slurpee, if you're Kevin. Pakal grip, not so much, right? Not so much. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it definitely has some girth to it. Feels the hand there quite a bit for sure. Other than that, guys, let me know your thoughts on this knife, right? What do you think? Do you like it? Is there anything you dislike, right? Do you love it? Right, let's hang out in the comment section down below. Give me your feedback. And you guys know the drill by now. This is just a quick unboxing and first impressions video. Obviously, I'm going to carry this knife here for some time. I'll try to gather as much feedback as I possibly can. And then I'm going to drop a comprehensive review video here on the channel very shortly. So if you're not yet subscribed, that will be the best way to stay up to date with all the new content dropping here on the channel. I promise you, if you like knives and EDC content on a daily basis, you will not be disappointed. If you got value out of this video, guys, smashing that like button really helps a ton. Get this video pushed out to a larger audience, helps the channel grow. And if you want to support the channel a step further, there's a link for Patreon down below, or you can simply support the channel right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. Check out the unboxing video on the Reate EXO-M if you haven't already. This one came out, I want to say, about a year and a half ago. And check out the unboxing video on the EXO-K, right? Gravity karambit right there. I'll put a card for them on either side of your screen so you can check them out if you're unfamiliar with Reate, what they bring to the table, the type of quality work that they do. Thank you guys for hanging out with me until the very end. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next video, either this one or this one. Peace.